Alright, this week's a lot better than last week. The top here, I guess we kind of gotta be careful. This is, actually, let me peek at this off camera. Soft sell hasn't been too over the top, but I don't want to start. I'll just show a peek of that instead of having that sit around. That one is Hentai. This was one of the things that was supposed to arrive last week, and not everything that was supposed to arrive last week is going to be or is here today. There's at least 2 things, maybe more. I haven't checked. And I apparently can't aim a pair of scissors. Oops, that was a little deep in there. Oh well. My suffering. I didn't feel like it even touched all this stuff, which was deep in there. And that's not all. There's also these things here. We'll put these all in a little pile over here. And then we'll go with the non-anime things. I got Suicide Squad because I guess I'm going to purchase Wonder Woman, and I'm going for that DC Cinematic Universe thing. And then Colossal, which is an amusingly fun kind of movie. You know, not as campy as I thought it might be, but, you know, still fun. Let's see. If we're going to go with the thing that arrived, as you can see, it's a Sex Hypnotist 0, and she's a little too naked. But it's another Hentai on Blu-ray, so it's nice that new things are coming out, and Blu-rays, I don't know if the quality is good enough for Blu-ray, but whatever. So let's start getting through these. First of all, we got Pokemon XYZ, the series set 1. At least I'm pretty sure I didn't have this, otherwise it would have shipped a lot earlier. 24 episodes. Split it open and let's see. There's always a lot of Pikachu. Interesting. And there's Upside Down Pokemon XY mug. Comic book shop or store. Indeed. And yeah, there's nothing behind it. It's all white. Oh, there we go. It's always nice that more Pokemon keeps coming out on DVD. Next up we have Ushio Tora, complete the TV series. 39 episodes, and this is Blu-ray and DVD versions. And if the name sounds familiar to people who haven't been keeping up with new stuff, I'm pretty sure this is a remake of the same concept from the old series. At least I'm pretty sure that one wasn't 39 episodes, and this one was 2000 something. Five discs. See, I'm pretty sure that other one was like 11 episodes. I'm trying to see if there's any dates back here, but oh well. At this point we're going based off of my I hope I haven't been confused memory, which, you know, is my least reliable memory, maybe, or maybe it's always reliable because it's always the stuff you don't suspect that you do catch yourself believing without knowing. Well, this DVD version, well, let's see. This one has 8 discs, and let's open this one and see where the discs are the same. So, disc 1 is the same. Disc 2 is the same. So is disc 3. And disc 4 is the same. So is disc 5, which means that everything after disc 5 in this DVD version is completely unique to the DVD version, disc art wise. Got that. Well, that one I could at least tell was a person holding a side with something behind them. The other one's, I don't know, a little wobbly. Nothing bad. Next up we've got Gosick. This should be part 2, complete series part 2. Okay, cool. I kind of vaguely remember that the first one ended at a somewhat appropriate timing, maybe? I don't know. I guess I'll have to find out by, first of all, I'm being very careful opening this because I could feel the loose disc inside. So yeah, I'll have to find out by watching it. I'm not sure if I'm looking forward or not to resume it. I could see what was entertaining about it, and it's one of those things where it's just I wonder if I'm in the mood or not. Oh, and I haven't been checking, have I? This one's Region A. Oh, and it's got an English dub. This one's Region A and an English dub. Tsukiuta, the animation. This looks like a bunch of guys. Oh, look, Regions A and B, subtitled only. So it probably means that this is for a more female audience, where I guess, because you tend to see a lot of these shows not get dubbed, I guess. Although this one's Regions A and B, so there's that much effort going into it. Unless that's actually little effort. Not quite sure what it's about, but it does look curious. We've got The Good Witch of the West, and I do believe there's a Blu-ray version right here. It sounds like a very Wizard of Oz-ish sort of thing. And you never know with anime. It could be a reference to that. It could be its own thing, which is kind of a nod to the concept. Or it could be completely unrelated and just happens to mean something else. But let's see. So, first off, Region A, Japanese with English subtitles only. Fairy tales have a happy ending, so that kind of sounds like Wizard of Oz or something. So I got two people here. Made in Japan. So this isn't Sentai, this is Made in Japan. It's kind of closely related to Sentai because they both split off from ADV, I believe. And definitely following Sentai's manufacturing, where disc 1 and 2 are the same artwork, but disc 3 has, is that a tongue or her lips? I guess it's her lips. I guess. She doesn't seem to have them here. Or maybe she does and she's just wearing lipstick. I don't know. Next up we got the Heroic Legend of Arslan. Season 2, Dust Storm Dance. Region A, Japanese, no, dub and sub, yeah. And then, take a look on the side, it's not different. It's just slightly smaller. Okay, DVD 1, DVD 2 with a total of 8 episodes, and then Blu-ray 1 with a total of 8 episodes. Which is a very confusing thing, but it makes some sense. Let's just make sure. This one says 8 episodes on 1 Blu-ray disc, 8 episodes on 2 DVDs. Cool. You know, it's always nice to know that it is what it am. Let's see, okay, yeah. So next we have a Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, a new translation, which I think is a movie collection or something. Honestly, right now I'm mostly depending on me having done this right the first time when I pre-ordered all this stuff and making sure I did my homework and think I have a movie version of Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta or something. It might be called New Translation. In fact, I'm looking at the bookshelf and seeing where that might be. I'm thinking, man, if only I was over there taking a look at that to make sure, but I'm not going to walk away from camera. If I messed up, I messed up. In this case, it would just be messed up not buying something, and I would just buy it. Yeah, I love it when that happens. If I love it, I mean hate it. If I hate it, I mean, oh, it all came off. Now let's just throw this into a nice, convenient little ball of trash. So let's see, region A only. Looks like it's only Japanese audio, so it's subtitled only. Which is interesting, because a lot of new Gundam stuff gets dubbed before it even gets... Whoa, that's a little loose. I wonder why it's loose. There we go. Apparently, upside down is right side up. Well, that's the nice simple content of that. Next up, we got the Blu-ray and DVD version of Regalia, the Three Sacred Stars. See, this is a Funimation release. I see this is region A. I see this is dubbed. 13 episodes on 2 Blu-ray discs. 13 episodes on 2 DVDs. Okay, it feels a little light. I hope it's not missing any discs or something. It could be right. Okay, that's 2, 1 and 2 Blu-ray, and then 1 and 2 DVD. Well, that's good. And last but not least, we've got Nutcracker Fantasy, which is weird. I think maybe it was stop motion-y, but I got the impression it was made in Japan. You can kind of see down here it's Japanese and English audio, so it's at least Japanese in origin if it's not properly animated. I don't know. Properly doesn't mean that it is the right or wrong way, so much as that it's actually considered animation, whatever it is. So I think, you know, I guess I was kind of curious about this as well. So there's a bit of it. Yeah, there we go. And now if we take a peek at the inside, we can finish this part of it by looking at... Okay, I thought it was 2 girls, but I think it's a prince and, what's her face? Oh well. Anyways, this week's anime DVD collection update. So, only a little anime watching, although it seems like a lot compared to recently. Basically, my friend decided we should watch some Dragon Ball Super. And we didn't get as far as we could have, you know. That was just a casual watch as opposed to an intense, we got to get all of One Piece into one night. But I have to say, you know, it's pretty entertaining. It's not the super most exciting thing in the world because Dragon Ball Super starts by retelling the stories more or less told in the latest 2 Dragon Ball Z movies. So, and you know, well, at least it begins with the Battle of the Gods, and you kind of, you know, figure that out very quickly in there. It's like, oh, I guess they don't know Beerus, which basically means it is pre that and it's doing all this other stuff. And overall, I think I prefer the way the series approaches it. The slow and exploratory method is fun, whereas the movie version can feel a little packed, I guess. Now, I wouldn't say it's a perfect speed. It's a little on the slow side. You know, if the movie's a little on the fast side and the series is a little on the slow side, I'd say that I prefer where the series is pacing-wise. So, I've been enjoying it so far. You know, it's knowing what's going to happen. It is what it is, and I'll see what the next season is like after this. But my friend didn't finish this, and that's okay, because, you know, we could always use stuff to watch in between important releases. But, you know, it's been entertaining so far. Next up, I watched A Journey Through Fairyland, mostly because I was very curious. You know, like I said, there's been some comparisons to Fantasia. I don't think it's an exact comparison, because Fantasia is all about exploring animation to music, whereas this kind of has a story, and it's kind of shoehorning the animation and the music kind of into that sort of story. It's not supposed to be anything super spectacular, but it's kind of neat. It's kind of pretty. I'm not really sure how else to really describe it, though. You know, I can see why some people have said that, you know, this is something people want, but it's not something that people are desperate to hunt for, because it's not bad. It's not mind-blowingly spectacular. It's neat. Then I guess I decided to go on to Divine Gate, because a lot of that stuff was happening while I was secondarily processing stuff, and Divine Gate, it didn't look like it rated all that greatly, and I can kind of see some of why. I mean, right now it hasn't been intolerable. If anything, it's just been not really giving us a lot to work with per se. They create interesting characters, but as you can see on this pile of characters here, none of these are probably the one you are like, shut up about these characters, tell me a damn story. And maybe they're supposed to be, but yeah. And it's watchable. It's just kind of feeling like it's not specifically going somewhere, I guess. So the lack of focus. You know, you'd think it'd be right at home here with me and my babbling and lack of focus, but it's sometimes opposites attract or something like that. So outside of that, watching little things here and there, mostly not anime. I think I figured out which episode of Castle Season 3 I had last watched up to, and so I finished that. And that's everything I had on DVD related to that. Watched Colossal. Colossal was a fun movie. You know, mostly just goofing off. There was a lot of intense splatooning going on, because Splatfest means that you can actually scrub the t-shirt, and I was just saying, can I reach a certain goal before the end of Splatfest? And the answer is no, I was nowhere near. Which is, I was trying to get all sub-abilities on one equipment the same as the ability. I was focusing on Special Saver, because in my experience with Splatoon 1, that was actually really great if you weren't very confident, but that's because the specials in that one were spectacular. Whereas this case, they're great, but they're definitely designed to be flawed. But yeah, anyways, outside of that, I was actually playing around with programming on my own again. It was nice to be able to get into that. Splatoon has gotten in the way, and I think something else before then, maybe the trips to Dallas and stuff. You know, this project, which y'all haven't seen, is this is basically an LED light thing. You can see it's nice and thin. There it is compared to my fingers. And the idea was that display I had up there is to maybe add lighting to it. But the problem is, this would add lighting behind or underneath, which doesn't seem to provide the lighting that it really needs. So I just need to sit down and actually give it a full shot, see how it looks with the lighting coming from underneath, with a lot of light as opposed to one little test strip. Probably not going to do much. And then either move on to a different thing. Current idea is to get a coat hanger, but it's whatever. Hopefully that project will be done before my December tour of the place, because that's like a long way away. You know what, at this point I'm mostly babbling. Is there anything else worth mentioning? The Area Kickstarter, of course I've been on top of that and watching to see if they actually reach the 360k stretch goal, and then all of Aria's being dubbed. That would be great. I would definitely bump up my support tier to include that if I can. But it's kind of hard because the tier doesn't exist yet, so I can't really add on to how much I'm going to offer until afterwards. Which basically means a lot of other people probably do the same thing, so they'll be able to clear it real easily. But, I don't know. I also noticed that there's a Werebeast thing. That would be the One Night Ultimate Werewolf stuff. It looks like it's maybe a 5th thing. But I haven't read those emails yet. It's just all stuff. Everything's stuff. Anyways, I guess that's everything. Y'all have a nice week.